Alright guys, welcome back to another video. We're going to be continuing on our Honda, and I'm kind of tired of it looking the way it does. So the car does have quite a bit of paint on it, even though it's kind of scratched and scuffed up in some areas, and we got some dents and stuff right here. It's kind of chewed up right here a little bit. Maybe we can fix that. And then also in this front fender, it's kind of got a little, a little whammy right there too. We could probably fix that. But I do have these side markers. I do have some that are in good shape. I also have some tail lights that are in good shape. And you can see this car was in an accident at some point and it was fixed. It's cracking right here. If you open up the hatch, it's cracking in there too. But I'm not gonna get the car painted, at least not anytime soon. So I'm gonna try kind of clean this up and see what it looks like. And I already did one side. I gotta go over it again. So this is what it looks like on this side. And it did clean up pretty well. I'm kind of surprised how well it cleaned up. But it's not like super shiny like a newer car. It's just kind of got like this sheen to it. Rust-Oleum undercoating. This is a rubberized black undercoating. So I'm gonna jack it up and I'm gonna spray the wheel wells black. It's gonna make it look better. And then I also went and I picked up just some quick detail, because you should wash the car before you do a paint correction on it, or I'm not really sure if this is like a paint correction, but you should wash the car before you do machine polishing. And I'm not gonna wash it, so I'm gonna wipe it down with some quick detail, and then I'm gonna hit it with the pad. All right, so I'm gonna start off with this Rust-Oleum undercoating. I'm gonna come in here just with a brush, so I can kind of knock off some of the loose debris here. Like this glob of dirt here. Just to knock off all of the loose stuff so that the undercoating paint will stick. I'm not really too worried about the strut, but after I was done brushing it, I blew it out with some air, and start to spray some of it. Getting it on the camera? No. So that looks way better.
Yeah?
Yeah. So we did this because we don't like the yellow showing through in the wheel well, because the car is relatively kind of high and you can see like all the yellow just from it sitting like normal. So it's gonna look a lot better when you black that all out. So hop onto the other side. Alright, so I've been out here for a few hours already, and I've been buffing this thing out, and it is turning out pretty well. We decided to take off the chrome trim that goes up here, and we're not going to put it back on. We're just going to leave this yellow. And we move this so I can get in here, and we're going to get this all cleaned up. I'm going to tape this off so that the pad doesn't get really dirty. And then I came by with the quick detail I've been using, and I just sort of wiped it just to sort of clean it a little bit. It gets rid of all of that spots and rough or whatever it is, and it makes it so I can just go ahead and buff it without getting the pad super saturated with whatever's on there. And I don't know what we're gonna do about this. It's not the same color as the rest of the car. I could probably get it off with a razor blade or something, but I don't know if I'm gonna rebadge it. The holes are already there. For me to completely get rid of it, I have to weld up the holes. But we'll see with that, how that comes out. We got the glass cleaned a little bit right here. So at least one side of the car is looking pretty well. So I'm gonna keep moving. It's coming out probably a lot better than what we thought. Alright, so it's another weekend and the car is not in the garage because this guy was over here trying to be Mr. DJ around here. Look at what he's doing.
What do you say?
He's got his speaker set up right there, and he's got another one. There's a sub right here. He likes to play his music with his friends. Every old guy has to have his hobby. But check out the little Honda. It's looking cool. Got some sheen, got some shine to it. Hood has, where the hood hinges are broken on the yellow hood. So we're gonna take one of the hood hinge off of the orange hood because that one seemed to work fine. And I want to get that bolted on the car. And I want to make it look like a car. And I still have to buff out the hood too, so that it's all, you know, looks pretty halfway decent, nice and shiny. And then I already have a grill cleaned up and ready to go to be bolted on. My dad's in the background making faces at me as I'm talking to you guys. All right, so we have the other hood that came with our car, and you can see that it is broken. It's broken right here. So it's supposed to be like that.
This thing is rusted tight in here. It's frozen off. It's frozen in there.
So what we decided that we were gonna do the first idea is we were gonna try to take this whole piece out, but we decided not to do that. And I don't want to ruin the underside of that hood. So what we came up with is, because this one is still good, we're just gonna grind these pins out, and we're gonna take this piece and we're gonna put it on that other hood, and then we'll probably just put like a bolt or like a nylock through it, so it can be tight without it being tight, because if you tighten it, then it won't swivel. So that's the plan. So as you can see, we got this piece off that we needed off of the other hood. So I was actually able to get this little pin to free up. Now it spins in there. I'm gonna grind this side off, pull it out. Then I have to remove this piece off of this hinge, and then we will apply this one. All right, so we got this thing figured out here. I went to Tractor Supply and I was able to pick up these pins, and they fit in there pretty good. Almost like OEM right there. We sanded them down so that it fits, and now we have a working hood hinge. Put some cotter pins in it so they can't vibrate out. It's just like the other side almost. This one's a lot looser though. It kind of just falls down. This one is kind of gets stuck right there. It doesn't go all the way down unless you force it down, and you can pull it back up. But we're gonna bolt it on the car and see how it turns out. But before I bolt it on the car, I'm gonna flip the hood over and I'm gonna buff the top of the hood out. The hood came out pretty good, or I'm gonna probably have to do it again. But with it being, you know, sort of shiny, you can definitely see that this thing is pretty beat up. I'm probably gonna buff it again while it's on the car. So I'm gonna try to put it on the car right now. Alright, so we had put the hood on the car and we were having an issue. We were having an issue with the hood closing correctly. So before, when the hood was, you know, supposed to be all the way down, it was actually up about that high and it wouldn't go down. It was in a bind. But now we got it to where it closes and it latches just fine. The thing works here. So what we ended up finding out, what we ended up doing was, because we were messing around with this hood hinge, someone actually like tried to jerk this hood open pretty good. Actually made this thing pop out. Probably just gonna leave that alone, but they stretched this arm here. They stretched that arm, so we put a slice in it and we hammered it to close the gap, and now we're gonna finish welding it. And once we did that, closes perfectly fine now. So that worked out to be pretty good. Actually turned out just about perfect. So we're gonna finish welding that up. We got the hood on the car for the final time, and don't have to take it back off. I mean, I don't claim to be a professional welder, but it doesn't look terrible. The camera would focus on it. Quickly show how well it came out after I was finished grinding it and got it smooth. Put a quick coat of paint on it. Turned out pretty good.
Action.
All right, so I got this thing all shined up, and I never mentioned anything, but I did buy brand new tires for it. So we're gonna shine up our Elegant tires.
What's the name of your new tires?
Elegant. It literally says Elegant on the side of the tire. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think of. Alright guys, after that walk around, that is going to be the end of this video. As you guys saw, this car is actually cleaning up pretty well. You can see the new tire and how the wheel well being black definitely helps the overall look of the car. And with that being said, I want to thank you guys for watching.